Hello and welcome back to our HIP Roman Restoration campaign. In our last episode, we conquered another couple of counties from the Aztecs over here, which gets us closer to completing the current tier of our Imperial Reconquest, Tier 5. You can see we only have, 12 counties left to completely control, which I guess is probably just the 12 counties that the Aztecs have. And I think there might be one or two subholdings as well. There's one here that we will have to take, but we are pretty close to doing that, and hopefully our vassals will start helping out a bit more as well. Currently haven't declared war on him. France, for example, should be able to at some point. Also, we are fighting against the Earl of Lincoln, pressing a vassal's claim on that county, which is just to get us a little bit ahead of the game once we get to the next tier and have to conquer Britain, which I assume is the next tier. I don't actually know for sure. But that reminds me as well, we should probably go ahead and try to kill the Emperor here so that we can declare war on the Aztecs again pretty soon. We aren't doing any other plots at the moment. We'll see how many people we can get on board there. We were hoping that you would get some revolts against him, but I think his realm is getting small enough that it's just going to be inherently quite stable. That's probably not too likely to happen. Plus his most powerful vassal is content, and his next most powerful vassal is only 14 years old, but maybe in a couple of years he'll come of age and start rebelling against the liege, forming factions and stuff. We'll see. But we're just doing sieges up here in Britain. We should be able to win that war pretty quickly once those start falling. We have a new ecumenical patriarch, and our dangerous faction is back to actually being dangerous. Well, France here is at 100 opinion, definitely should not be in this faction. You see, may have been coerced into it or something. So maybe if we improve the opinion of the of the faction leader and get him out of the faction, she'll leave and not come back. 400 gold is a pretty substantial gift, but it will definitely get him up to 100 opinion, so I think we'll allow that. Need to appoint a new ecclesiarch, we'll appoint you. We may need to convert counties over here, actually. We do have a couple of, whatever religion this is, Nahua counties in Brittany. We may as well start converting. Okay, we're down to 33% here, much more manageable. A landslide has been reported in Constantinople, burying several villages and killing many. Alright, so this is where we have to try to avoid picking up any revolt risk. Well, we don't want to become arbitrary from this event either. Or slothful, so I guess we are going to pay 30 gold. And we'll get negative modifiers in Constantinople, I guess, either way. But we might become charitable and we'll lower revolt risk. We were already charitable, so I guess that's a moot point. You are taking a break from discussing war plans with your fellow commanders and decide to start chatting with one of your guards. He tells you, "My cousin is out fighting infidels, and what do I get? Guard duty." I guess we'll gain 2 piety by telling him that even guard duty has its honor. Let me just check on my plot before we deal with this event. We'll see if we can get anyone else in. Yeah, that's approximately 30%, 35, 40-ish, a little over 40. I think we can just about get there. If not, it'll be close. I guess we'll just bribe everyone and see where it ends up. I think most of these characters were unlanded, so they'll only want 20 gold. This guy wants 70, but I guess that's okay. Alright, that's everybody that seemed to be bribable. We'll check back on that in a minute. A large shrine dating back to antiquity has been recently unearthed in Thrace. Made of stone, its survival is a testimony to its strength and sturdiness, as the shrine was found in territory belonging to you. You have a say in what should be done with it. While it is not large enough to be converted into a modern temple, perhaps it might have some other use. So we can use the stones in construction projects, giving us lower build costs and some prestige and faster build times. We can gain piety. We can leave it be, gain piety and prestige, or allow the commoners to use the stones. Well, I guess the difference between these two is the length that the modifier lasts. So this one makes it last longer, plus we get prestige. So let's do that. Not sure if we want to build anything in Thrace, but perhaps we'll have a look. Kind of inclined to keep my money for the moment. We do have a possible rough succession ahead of us if we were to die sometime soon, since our son is only 3 years old, as well as being an imbecile, which obviously is a pretty bad trait, to put it mildly. My current plan to deal with that is to live until he is 16 years old, and then we'll be able to take action against him, like excommunicating him, for example, which will give us cause to imprison him, I think. We have a daughter who needs to be educated. Another option would be to change our succession laws to, for example, elective monarchy, but the difficult thing here is having no vassals who are fighting each other, which in an empire the size of ours is unlikely to happen by accident. We can of course change our crown laws up to internal king's peace, but that doesn't actually stop all of our vassals from fighting each other. They can still rebel against each other via factions, or if somebody tries to revoke a title or something. It would help, I suppose, but at the same time it would also lower the opinion of all our vassals, and we also need to have no vassal counter-rebel with a negative opinion of us to change the succession law. Alright, so the Despotate of Egypt has drifted into the Empire de jure. Which is good. This duke is telling me about this other duke's sexual preferences, which is not something that concerns me. So we'll take no action on that information. Alright, and we did get just over 100% against the Emperor, so hopefully that will fire sooner rather than later. We're about to start finishing sieges up here in Britain. It's good because we're starting to lose war score for not controlling our war goal. And I guess that was the only holding he has in this county. So I guess we'll just stack on top of here. And there is a revolt in England over Crown Authority. Okay. Not really a problem for me, I think. Alright, we want our peasant revolts. We are incidentally also in the Mongol revolt as an ally, but I'm assuming that he'll be able to take care of that. Alright, we want to siege over here. And we gained a tithe, which is nice. Truce with Middle Anglia is inspiring, but I'm not sure if we want to do anything about that. We'll release any prisoners we find in the dungeons and take some more of our own. There's some more of our vassals fighting each other. And we're down below 100% here. Let's see if there's anyone else we can entice into the faction. So still below 100, I think, with that. Any chance that some of these people actually are bribable, maybe? Oh, he seems like he should be willing to join. He's got 4 pluses and 2 minuses. We've already bribed him. Oh, excellent. We are over 100, okay. So our co-conspirator has procured a poisonous viper and sends word that it will soon dig its fangs into the Emperor. I approve the plan. Let's make it happen. I'm kind of surprised that still none of our vassals have declared war on him. Success! The snake performed its duty with aplomb and pumped him full of its deadly venom. Unfortunately, the serpent was caught, and the seller has revealed my complicity. Well, I think we can handle that easily enough. Our half-brother became Midas touched, okay. It's pretty good. And it looks like France has just gone to war with somebody, or at least raised her troops. She's only in my war, so I suppose she's probably reacting to these raiders or something. But we would like to declare war on the Aztecs as soon as possible. I think we'll just wait a little while until we finish this war, though. We could disband our troops and then re-raise them here. But it shouldn't take too long, hopefully. My half-brother wants a fief of his own. We'll mention a church career. And my wife is pregnant, okay. We lost our chancellor too. We'll appoint just the best person for the job, I suppose, who isn't already at full opinion. This faction is again reaching slightly dangerous levels, so maybe we'll send our chancellor to try to improve opinion with somebody. So I think Lorraine here is the most powerful vassal that's in this faction. Where's your capital again? I guess it's down here. Yes. Is Verona right? Not the next door one? Yes, okay. Right, we want another siege up to 49%. And another which gets us 52. And another for 54. So I guess we'll just pile this army on top and see if we can do an assault here to speed things up. We are just about over 10 times the defenders' numbers, so I guess we'll do it. It's going to be expensive. Part of being a lord involves receiving and welcoming an endless parade of dignitaries, embassies, and general people of importance who more often than not turn out to be boring as tree bark. During one such dinner, and while our guest endlessly talked about some irrelevant matter, my attention was drawn to Mongoljin, our wife, who kept eyeing me in a strangely seductive way. We can make an excuse to quickly put an end to the evening, with a 50% chance of her ending up pregnant, or kick her under the table so she stays quiet. No, I definitely think we want to keep her happy. So we won't be kicking her under the table. She is already pregnant though, so I assume there will be no particular effect there. Maybe we'll just wait to finish this siege the slow way since it's almost done anyway. And factions are dangerous. Just about. So we are working on Lorraine. Maybe we'll try to get one of these other despots out of here as well. What's his problem? Just trait mismatches, and he doesn't like that I'm a known murderer. That's when we got discovered killing the Aztec Emperor, I guess. 330 gold is not an outrageous gift, though. I guess we'll allow that. Get him up to 90. He should leave the faction, which should hopefully drop it down to below the dangerous threshold. Well, he left, but apparently he wasn't contributing much strength, so didn't really make a difference. Yeah, we'll send a bribe to this guy as well. Which hopefully makes him happy enough to leave. Well, we're down to 55, so good enough. One of the eunuchs at the Imperial Court has distinguished himself and caught the attention of your advisors. Yes. We'll accept a new eunuch in our court, named Petros. And Jerusalem has drifted into the Empire, that's good. I believe the kingdom title being a de jure vassal of the Empire makes the King of Jerusalem less likely to join factions, which is why that is useful for us. I may be wrong about that, we'll see. I don't think Jerusalem was in here. No, Jerusalem's leading it, never mind. But he does have a pretty low opinion of us. Apparently this guy has been viciously slandering me. Well, our ecclesiarch, and he is pretty happy with me, so that doesn't seem too likely. Just keep it to ourselves. This we can absolutely assault pretty cheaply, so we'll do it. Gets us to 99%. Are we capped at 99? Yeah, so we're gonna have to win a major battle. Well, I hope that this 1400 is enough to give us a major battle. I guess we'll just use retinue for it. Alright, we don't want to make it too one-sided. They're in Cumberland, which is plains. We will probably be crossing a river, but that's okay. Good, our Duke of Lorraine is happier. Hopefully happy enough to leave the faction if he's still in it, which he is. Oh, and it looks like he saw our cataphracts approaching in the distance and decided enough was enough. So he surrenders and we'll accept. Alright, so we gained a little more land up there. We'll disband whichever of these aren't retinues. And that means we can declare on the Aztecs again. So let's do that. Nope, we have raised levies. Where have we raised any levies? Oh, up here, of course. That was the peasant revolt we were dealing with. Well, in that case, we should now be able to declare. So, just in case we can get a faction or a revolt to pop in the Empire, we'll try to take some land from one of his weaker vassals, I think. So the county of Rethel, perhaps? Or the duchy? Which is de jure 2 counties, okay. Or we could take one of the counties down here, maybe. Pyrenees might be better. I'll assume he's a fairly weak vassal too. Brethel. I guess it's held by one of his other vassals, which I cannot see here. Well, we'll declare for that anyway. I'm not going to worry about it too much. And again, we'll try to fight his armies and destroy them if we can. And I'll just go ahead and use France's troops since I know she's pretty happy with me. We should be okay. We had a son born in the purple. Again, no particular traits, but at least he's not an imbecile. And speaking of, Theodosius here has recovered from being sickly, so he looks to be growing up healthily, which we're very happy about, I'm sure. Alright, let's get these armies separated. We'll send one to... let's see where you headed there, that's fine. Try and intercept this army and then head south towards these and eventually just siege the Wargol, and this army will send north to engage the other Aztec troops. But we'll have to wait until the next episode to continue fighting this war because we're just about out of time. So thanks for watching, and join me again then.